Hello everyone, this is Al Fadi and thank you so much for joining us again in this video series about the qira'at of the Quran and what Jay have called it the qira'at conundrum, what I like to call it maybe the qira'at or ahruf controversy, whatever you want to call it. We are dissecting all of the issues and the problems, and last week, or I should say last video, we talked about the 7th century issues with the qira'at. Today we are going to focus on the 8th century qira'at. Jay, welcome of course. Why are those 2 centuries important, the 7th century and 8th century?
Because this is where it all begins according to Islam. I don't believe it does. I believe we're going to find out in time that none of this is true. But because of the fact that once you start to redact it back from the 9th and 10th century, you're going to make an awful lot of errors. You're going to make an awful lot of historical mistakes. And that's what we're finding already with the 7th century in the last episode. The fact that they made all these claims and they can't even come up with one reference or one, it's all attributed. They've made all these claims about all these Qurans, Ubay bin Ka'b's Quran, Ibn Masud's Quran, Ibn Musa's Quran, Zayd ibn Thabit's Quran. The 5 that were then finally from Ibn Thabit were sent to Mecca, Medina, Basra, Kufa, and Damascus. Not any of these Qurans existed at all. Not one that we can find. We can't find one complete Quran at all from any of these individuals from the 7th century. So now we're going to move to the 8th century, because now we get into this whole topic of the Qira'at conundrum.
So basically you're doing a historical criticism.
This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm saying, Muslims, you should have done this. Why is it we're doing it? Why is it we have to do it? Why is it you have to, you've had all these years to do so? You had, well, we're talking about 1,300 years to do so, and you have yet to do it. And that's why it's a shame that we even have to go into this and have to remind them. But now we want to move into the 8th century. And so what I'd like to do is go back to the slides again, and let's start going on to the 8th century, because now we get into the Qira'at. And there you see, we start with Muhammad, who dies in 632. We now know, we've already gone through this, so I'm not doing anything you haven't already seen. And then you get to Uthman, who then introduces the 1 Quran. So from 632 of the 7 Qurans, it comes back to 1 Quran in 652, 20 years later. But hold on, where are these 7 ahrufs? Where are these 7 qira'ats, or these 7 ahrufs that Muhammad received? Well, we're told that 5 of them were actually created from 1 ahruf, 1 qira'at, and that's into 5 cities. But aren't there more dialects? Shabir Ali keeps on talking about the ones that were actually destroyed, the ones that were burned by our good friend Uthman, were dialects. You destroyed dialects. And he was trying to say these are recitations. No, these aren't recitations. You don't burn recitation. You don't, as we've said many times, you don't burn people's tongues. You don't burn their voices. You don't burn the orality. You burn text.